of the fittest player to ever do it. I'm playing survival of the fittest since before it even existed in real life, because, you know, that is life. And I'll see y'all in game.
First thing you got to do, I probably shouldn't show you guys this, but it do work. I don't know if that works. Okay. The key is getting lots of drops. You want to be somewhere you get lots of drops. Right, so this is the perimeter. Oh, I just jumped out. Okay, okay. Alright. Lots of drops. Looks like there's lots over here. We're going to get them. You got to get the compound bow, and you got to get grappling hook. And then you have to farm materials. Alright, this is what I've learned. And nobody else has learned this, okay? Nobody else on planet Earth has learned this, but I have. Right? Through trial and error. Alright. Oh yeah. Go ahead and make your... Oh, we're right here. We're at home, dude. Okay, what is this? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Is that a Thylacoleo right off the jump? That's cool, man. I'm a little scared. What are you doing with Thylacoleo? You can't get better stuff. Alright, let's see. I gotta come back to this cat. I gotta come back to the cat. Okay.
Okay, so I lowered the game volume and now I'm doing a voiceover. Try to explain this stuff to you guys in a way that's easy to hear. But yeah, so basically, obviously landed on some Thylacats, which is great. Thylas are really good, and they're fast. They climb mountains, which sometimes you kind of get stuck needing to climb a mountain. Their bleed damage is nice. And there were two of them right off the bat, which is, you know, sometimes you struggle just to find one. So to find two right off the bat like that was cool. My focus is now obviously farming points so I can get the other Thyla, but then it's going to be farming experience with the Thylas. I'm also, I haven't seen anybody else. I feel like I'm pretty secluded over here. I'm in the white circle, so the storm's not kind of closing in on me yet. It gives me plenty of time to get done what I need to get done, which is essentially get the compound bow, which y'all saw me do out of the first red drop, which was great. Now I need to find a crossbow with grappling hooks, and you want to have that in the event of the game ending in the redwoods. It's really good to have grappling hooks, maybe save a parachute, and jump off of a mountain in the redwoods and kind of grapple to the top of a tree. If you can get in the top of a giant redwood tree, you're pretty safe from all the chaos that takes place on the ground. And oftentimes you can just shoot from up there with a compound bow and kill the tames. You don't want to be on the ground around a bunch of rank 3 tames, or they're gonna cause you some problems. So we'll just continue this. For the new players that aren't familiar with survival of the fittest, you get your points by killing mobs. And if you look underneath my armor, you can see a green bar, and then in the middle of the green bar, or it's actually kind of a gray bar, but it fills up with green, which is your experience bar. And then in the center, you've got your rank. And so in the top right, just under my map, you can see my points there. And I had enough points that I can tame up that second Thyla. Now my job is get my Thylas ranked up to rank 3. I can do that by either spending 40 points at a time, ranking my Thyla up, or I can kill mobs with the Thyla and it'll give him points that way, and I won't have to spend the points that I'm farming to rank him up. Right here, I was being silly for a second and killing them with the compound bow, which is doing two things. It's wasting my compound bow arrows, my metal arrows, which I don't want to waste more than really just have to, unless I have an abundance of resources to craft more arrows. But I'm also taking experience away from my Thylas by killing. Now, knocking the mob down is one thing, but killing the dino with the compound bow is, I'm losing the experience for my Thylas. So I want to knock the mob down with the compound bow, which is what you're watching here. Then I want to hop on my Thyla. In this case, I go for my Thyla that's still rank 0, and I want to kill with it. Now watch the XP bar under my armor when I get this kill. Oh, well, it didn't work. I got knocked off by Microraptor. But you'll see, the XP bar now has a little bit of experience in it. I like to, this is a glitch, this is a glitched area. For some reason it's not letting me pull out my compound bow, which is concerning me. Like right now I'm wondering, am I going to be able to win this? But fortunately, once I hop on the Thyla here and get back off and try again, it works. Also, I oftentimes put my tames on attack my target. If I'm in a herd of mobs that I'm going to kill, I use mobs as my term instead of dinos, so, you know, forgive me for that if that's annoying to you. But what you'll see me do is, like, I'll whistle follow. There's my compound bow working again. I'll whistle follow, there it was, and then I will put it on either attack target if I want it to obviously attack exactly what I'm attacking. But if I get into a mess of mobs and I just want all of it dead so I can get a bunch of experience points really quick, I'll just put them on aggressive. And then I make it a point to stay around them, and then when I feel like they're getting away from me, kind of getting too far away and fighting mobs that are wasting their time, like I don't want them running way away to fight a Trudon. Right? They're not getting any experience for that. They're getting really far away from me. And so what I'll do then is I'll just whistle passive and then whistle follow, and they'll come running back to me. And then I'll put them on, you know, aggressive again, or I'll put them on neutral, or I'll put them on attack target. I like to have them on neutral when I'm in kind of the arena starting to get small and there's players around, and the players like to use their compound bows to shoot the Thylas from a bush. If they're on neutral and they get shot from a bush, they're going to target that bush, and that works out great for finding where the enemy is and not letting your Thylas just get killed discreetly. So here's all I'm thinking right now. There's lots of free points here, lots of big dinos. Big dinos equal big points. There's loot. So if you look down there kind of to the left, if you pause the video, you can see all the different loot that I got out of that. I needed the polymer, I needed the metal, I need gunpowder. So I need all those things so I can make rockets for my rocket launcher, I can make grappling hooks for my crossbow, and I can make compound bow arrows or metal arrows for my compound bow. So, you know, I play with my wife. She happens to play Arc 2, and she kind of enjoys survival of the fittest. But one of the things that she runs into, and she doesn't have as much experience in it as me yet. She doesn't play as much as I do, but she is running out of stamina on her Thyla and then stressing, right? Don't do that. As a new player, you may think, oh, I just have to walk slowly on this Thyla. Don't. Get on your Thyla when you need to, get off the Thyla, and use your compound bow the majority of the time, right? And then you don't have stamina issues. You see, when I have the compound bow out, I can hold X and it'll craft 5 arrows at a time and use some of the resources that I have. I kill the mob, I then farm the experience on my Thylas because like I'm trying to get them to rank 3. And you can see I'm making progress. That guy right there is rank 2. The Thyla I'm currently on is rank 1, fixing to be rank 2. You can see the bar at the bottom. He just hit rank 2, he leveled up, so now he needs to be healed. So I just hold that. You don't have to be right next to him to heal him either. And you can see right now I'm pumping experience into him to move him from rank 2 to rank 3. And now they should both be rank 3, but they now both need healed. I have a couple hundred points up in the top right. I think. Kind of having a hard time seeing it. And now I got 2 rank 3 Thylas. I'm feeling really good right now. There's still tons of dinos to kill. All those para-racers are big points. Big, easy points. Especially when you got a rank 3. The red drops back. This thing just keeps reappearing, which is great. There's nobody here to fight against me. I'm getting to farm all the resources that I need for the end game. Which the end game, it gets real intense. You know, if you haven't played yet and you're thinking about playing, you're gonna come to a point where the circle is pretty dang small, and you know a couple Rexes inside of it chomping down on things is gonna be a problem. You know, big dinos doing big AoE damage in the final circle can be a problem. It's just really challenging to get big dinos to the final circle because they're slow and they're big targets for compound bows. The other problem that I run into if I ride on my Thylas is that people know the Thylas are there. When you have a rank 3 Thyla, there's a flag over it that says rank 3, and they can see that you're there on that Thyla around a mountain. All right, red drop's still here. Pretty excited about it. Gonna go farm some more loot. And that was an example. I whistle follow. I think I whistle passive there just to get my Thyla to follow me instead of getting distracted by all these little piddly mobs that aren't worth very much experience. I don't want it to get too far away from me. And even still, yeah, he's taking his time. All right, so now I've noticed that the storm has started encroaching on me. I'm getting a little bit, it's like time to start moving. I got a long way to go. I'm not even 100% sure where I need to go. I haven't paid a lot of attention. Right there, I ran out of stam. I immediately changed Thylas, put them on passive so they don't get distracted, and then follow. All right, I realized right there that I went ahead and I got my crossbow ready. I got my Thylas on follow. I'm on foot. They can keep up. Everything's going great. Kind of a long way from the circle. I check my Thylas often. I want to make sure that the AI pathing in this game is kind of bad. And so if you just run off, a lot of times your Thylas will, or your tames in general, will get caught up behind some of the silliest things. Really like invisible walls. And so you want to stay in the center of your paths. Don't go jumping up rocks. They're never going to follow you. And just slow and steady wins the race. This is not more loot for the win. This is not a take shortcuts, game mode. Right, see, you'll just lose them before you know it. You don't want to do that. I backstepped that Microraptor and chomped and killed it, so I didn't get knocked off my tame. Keep checking on your Thyla. So I know that when I get to this mountain up here, I'm gonna end up having to climb it if I go up the wrong path. So I'm really paying attention to where's the storm, where is the path that I need to be on so I don't lose my Thyla climbing up a mountain. Because if you're not riding the Thyla up the side of a rock wall, the Thyla's not going up the side of the rock wall. So I find a nice open terrain, and fortunately there's a purple drop. Always farm your drops. You gotta have the loot from your drops. You have to have the metal, you gotta have the gunpowder. At the end of the game you're gonna want to make rockets. Rockets from a grappling hook on a redwoods tree is pretty broken. You can only make 2 rockets at a time. It takes a ton of gunpowder, and it's very difficult to farm a lot of gunpowder. And I know that you can hear me talking in the background, but I turned the volume down because the music is overwhelming my voice chat, which is a problem. I see to the right there's Methopithecus, and nobody's raised him up. So one thing you may not know is that when you go to, whether it's taming a dino or looting something, if you get hit, if you take a tick of damage, then you restart the process. And once you're in the storm, you can't summon or tame anything because you take a tick of damage like every 1 second. Everything takes a little bit more than a second to tame. So that Methopithecus summon cost 600 points. You saw it probably took 5 to 10 seconds to actually summon. He comes out as rank 3. He cannot be healed, so every point of damage that he takes is damage lost, and he's going to die sooner. And I got him summoned literally like a half a second before the storm hit, and it would have become impossible to summon him. So that's huge. It's a huge clutch move. There's some luck. There was some luck there, but it's clutch nonetheless. So now I'm back at it, trying to stay out in front of the storm with all my tames. I'm back on foot because it's the easiest way to let them stay kept up with me. More loot. We're down to 7 players remaining, which is, obviously good. I'm making sure my grappling hooks are ready. I'm getting prepared right now mentally to go into some intense fighting. I'm also trying to make sure that that I don't lose my tames on all these rocks and whatnot. They're doing a pretty good job of staying up with me. It's a shame when you put all this effort into getting your tames to this point and losing them to something stupid, which you'll see where I run into some struggles here in a minute, but I kind of salvage it. So I notice everything's looking good, and in a moment, yeah, I see this drop. Oh, these wrecks, this wrecks. This is. I got points, a couple hundred points. I'm thinking to myself, I want that. What's it called? I want both of these. This guy here on the ground, when an enemy attacks it, it does substantial damage to the enemy. And so I thought, let me have this guy, and I'll take this Rex too, and they'll just be like fodder. Then I noticed that red drop got taken by that rank 3 guy up there. So I was like, you know what? I'll follow the path that he's on. Maybe I can get him killed. And this is where I made a bit of a mistake. I probably should have just moved on down into the circle and not mess with this guy. This path is kind of narrow. It's at the top of a hill. Things get a little dicey at the top of the hill when you have 5 tames. You can't expect all of them to stay together. Somebody's going to fall off the side, and then it's going to get stuck. And also, when you come down the mountain, you can't just jump off the side of the mountain and expect them to follow you. They're going to try to follow the path, and if you put them in an awkward position, then they may not be able to follow the path. So learn this lesson now so you don't deal with this yourself. Alright, I give up. I think I give up at this point. I decide I'm just going to leap off and avoid the storm. I don't want all my tames in the storm here. And I realize, I messed up. Right, they're not coming. And I'm in a parachute. And you can't drop your parachute. I can't press A and get out of the parachute. So what I have to do is turn back. I'm trying to turn back. I land in a kind of a lucky spot here, and they catch up to me pretty quick. But if I'd have just gone off the side of the mountain and not kind of rotated back to get them, then that Thyla up there at the top would have got caught up on that rock, and he would have got killed by the storm. That would have been a problem. And so now I'm like, I got to find a good path, but I can't go down there because I'm going to run right into the storm. And I'm hoping this is it. This is where I need to be. So far they're following. Everything looks good. At this point, I accept that I might be losing my Metho, and I really just want to make sure I have at least the Thyla, at least one Thyla. So that's why I jumped on that Thyla and brought him down with me. And then I come back to check on things, and everybody's doing all right. Even the Methopithecus is coming. The Rex even makes it. So now it's like, okay, I need to heal what I can. Get back to 100%. So Metho is at 50%. There's nothing I can do about that. Rex, he's doing Rex things. So I feel good, except for the storm still right behind me. All right, time to get off and do some hunting. I realize right here that that is the fire dragon. That's the dragon. It's just like the Metho, but the dragon version. So I got to do something about it, and so I decided just to go for it. Slam him with a rock. That's the left trigger. I play on a pad, by the way, a game pad, and then put in work on all this dude's tames. And then my tames, it should be coming in here. They're on attack my target, and they're going to put in work with me. I'm going to lose a few, and that's fine. That's fine. It's better that I lose my Metho and he lose his dragon than the other way around. Like he keeps his dragon, and that was good. That for 600 points to take out a dragon, totally worth it. Totally worth it. I got my mobs on aggressive. I want them hunting this player down. I want them eating these mobs. I want to clear this space so that if this guy has 600 points, he can literally summon one of these tames again. I don't know where he's at. I know he's nearby. I just knocked him off his dragon, but I don't know where. So rather than waste my time looking for him and pretend, all right, so now that they're in the storm, they can't be resummoned. It's time to move on. This guy right here on that rhino is avoiding PvP to the best of his ability and just getting in the storm, trying to survive and get in the storm. I wish I didn't take all this damage. My armor's taking damage there. I got distracted trying to kill that dragon. I've lost all of my tames. The storm took all of my tames. So this is starting to get a little intense. There's gonna be lots of things to pay attention to. I'm hiding kind of right behind this rock and this foliage. Just doing what I can to stay alive and pump damage where I can. It's just a war of attrition. Just a little damage here and a little damage there. Eventually the players on the back of the tames are going to run out of points to heal their tames, and so every little bit of damage that you do is just a little bit closer to victory. But also the same thing, the opposite is true. Every point of damage you take is a little bit close to loss, obviously. I thought about taming this trike just to kind of be a distraction mob for me, but I'm already running low on points, and I saw this dino drop come in a minute ago, and I'm thinking maybe I can get a good dino out of that dino drop. And since the dino drop's coming, I need these points anyway, so I'll just farm them. So I'm a little nervous right here. I'm fixing to take damage. It's not good. Got one down. Two down. Alright, he's tamed. I wish I had points. If I had 1,500 points right here, I could rank 3 of these guys and they'd be a lot better for me. But even being the distraction they are is good. I got them set to attack target and follow. I then decide, you know what, I don't want them to follow me because it just kind of gives my position away. So I put them on neutral, and I want them to just get distracted. Alright, let them tank for me. Kill this Carno. And now this Rhino, it's the last guy on this Rhino. This Rhino's a problem. He's moving fast. I have a hard time. I got no points. I'm having a hard time landing shots on it. And if I don't get this Rhino dead, then it's a problem. Missed my rocket. Yeah. I'm out of gunpowder. See, you run out of gunpowder so fast. You have to farm your drops. You have to farm your drops. Missed again. Alright, so flopped, failed on the rockets. Now this is when I realized, damn, on the back of a Rhino, this guy's actually shooting his compound bow, which is really strong. You want to be able to shoot off the back of your tame. Maybe I should have gotten up on the parasaur and then stepped off and then shot down off the back of the parasaur. This rock's working good for me, but you can see I'm struggling to land a shot, and the storm's closing in, and then boom, this dude nails me, and that hurt. As you guys know, rhinos at sprint do a lot of damage. Got to stay near this rock. I don't need him sprinting up on me like that. Now I know this guy's got armor on the back of this Rhino, and meanwhile I got no armor. I'm one hit from I'm dead. Yeah. So made it to the final 2. Try to teach you guys the things to pay attention to. I know we didn't catch the W, but the only difference between winning in second was, that Rhino and I think you get the gist. So follow those steps, farm your points, farm your drops, get your compound bow, get your grappling hook. Don't look for unnecessary PvP. Sometimes PvP is absolutely necessary to farm. You have, sometimes you have to farm people, right? If you kill them and you take their loot, then you can make more ammo, and that's a big deal. So, but if you can get that same those ingredients out of drops and not run the risk of dying, then go that route. Anyway, good luck. Thanks for watching, and have a good day. I'll see you next time.